Hello and welcome back to another edition of the MCR. My name is Mac, and to my right and your left is TJ. And we're going to talk about our esteemed Governor, Gretchen Whitmer, who's been laying low. Do you agree with this? She's been laying low for a while because she was on quite the tyrannical rage for a while about you will do this and you will do that. And if you don't do it, you're a bad person. And I'll sick Dana Nessel, our Attorney General, on you. And we'll go across 6 counties to arrest you and bring you in for questioning and blah, blah, blah. And
if I could interject,
sure.
Tudor Dixon has a theory to that.
Does she?
Tudor Dixon suspects. Tudor Dixon is the Republican nominee for governor in Michigan, which unfortunately we don't hold high hope of her victory.
No, we're going to talk about why.
But Tudor Dixon theorizes that what you're saying goes back to the medical situation we were all dealing with 1 to 2 years ago,
yeah.
And that Whitmer was doing what she was doing in an effort to garner the Democrats' favorability and being picked to be Biden's VP.
Right.
And Biden didn't pick her, and so now she's kind of in a holding pattern.
She's
now.
too white and too shiny to be Biden.
And a little on the chunky side, too.
Yeah, well, to be fair, she's not a very tall person. And when you're not tall, such as myself.
Or me.
And, well, you're not tall enough for your weight. That's your problem. And I'm too fat for mine. So, at any rate, so she's, I'll be fair. I'm not gonna weight shame her, but because there's whole lots more shame I can dump on her. She's a pathological liar. I've been watching her ads. I like to watch YouTube videos, as some would damn me to hell for that. But I like to watch, the ones where the people are driving like idiots and they crash into each other. I really enjoy those. Mm-hmm. But I digress, as ABL would say. And I'm watching, in every 2 seconds, it seems like there's a Gretchen Whitmer commercial that she appears in, where she's gonna get this. They're gonna bring those chip jobs back here so we can keep those cars moving. And then she's like this. It makes me want to puke. You know what? She has been 100% with Joe Biden, and Joe Biden killed those jobs. President Donald Trump, brought so much manufacturing back to this country and had a policy of don't have all your eggs in one basket, China being that basket. China is our enemy. Make no mistake about that. They have no love for us. And Gretchen Whitmer is right there with Joe Biden, so this BS about spending $300 million to bring those jobs back, I wonder if any of that money made it to the jobs.
And Gretchen Whitmer, along with the Democrat Party, is going full speed ahead in their attack on Tudor Dixon on the abortion issue. It appears Tudor Dixon's very pro-life, and they are attempting to spin that in the worst way possible.
Yeah, they have this one where they do this, where it looks like someone's texting, oh my God, I can't believe what just happened.
Yeah.
Oh, Roe versus Wade got overturned. They're taking away the right we had for 50 years. That's a lie. You never had that right, and you still don't have it. It's up to the state whether the people in that state want to have it, but as far as I'm concerned, murder is murder. The willful taking of another human life is murder. Now, we depart company. I part company with Tudor Dixon on one point, and that is the life of the mother. Because the life of the mother, should the mother decide that she wants to live, that's self-defense, essentially, in my mind. If the baby can kill you, then the mother has a right to defend her own life. Sad as that is. In the case of rape and incest, I'm sorry, it doesn't change my mind because still a human being. How you come about, whether it be a one-night stand or a rape, is still a human being. Now, if you want to execute someone for rape, make it the rapist, not the child.
And you throw this into the mix. We are referencing the epitome of innocence.
Yes.
And thus making the act all that more heinous.
So they're attacking Tudor Dixon, and I don't have a lot of confidence in her. She's great looking.
I'm very frustrated with Michigan GOP. Going back to the hanky panky of 2020, I read an article where so much of the GOP establishment was afraid to make hay or issue out of what did or didn't happen in the whole electoral process. We'll say they didn't want to for their own selfish reasons. And Michigan is not the only state in regards to this either. But for
Arizona into that too.
Yeah, and Georgia. But they were there. Some of the local election office seekers, out of just pure selfishness, didn't want to risk losing their election in reference to the bigger picture of what happened.
And you know what's funny about that? Pete Meyer, GOP rhino at best. He was a rhino. He voted for impeachment. Out. Fred Upton crapped his pants and wet the bed and ran away before he could get ousted, because he would have. And there were a few more in Michigan that got shown the door. So for all of Republicans never seem to understand. There are people who hate us for who we are, and no matter what you say or what you do, they are going to hate you and want you gone. Liz Cheney.
And I'm just going to throw into the mix here, in referencing Michigan politics and the GOP Michigan establishment. As to the validity of James Craig being pulled from the pool of candidates for governor, as to whether or not he screwed up or he got snookered, I don't know the specifics. I'm sure someone would correct me. Well, but when James Craig got pulled out of the mix, I just really feel like they just threw in the towel with the whole Detroit metropolitan area,
which is critical in this state.
And I got to tell you, I've talked about the Detroit metropolitan area and the area that I refer to as the I-75 corridor, which means from Detroit up to Flint, and that's primarily Democrat. This small slice of the state is controlling what otherwise would be a Republican state,
which is what's wrong with democracy.
And what I'm saying about Michigan applies to the likes of Pennsylvania, Philadelphia, Pittsburgh, and Erie, is controlling what would have been a Republican state in Pennsylvania. In some regard, even the state of New York sort of leans into that condition, in that you have the city of New York, Albany, and the rural areas like that, or urban areas like that, controlling the rest of the urban state or rural state.
Right.
I'm getting my words confused here.
If they had their way, these leftist states would overlord over all of the other states with less population.
And I know a good year or two ago, I made reference to how I feel like I'm watching our own version of Hunger Games materialize before our very eyes. Coming back to Michigan, Detroit, Lansing, Flint, Saginaw, controlling what ought to be a Republican state. And I get so frustrated that the Michigan GOP establishment allows it.
Yeah, I know so many black people who are morally and fiscally conservative, but vote Democrat, because they've got this built-in chip in their head that says the Republicans are for the rich and the Democrats are the poor man. That's one of the attacks on Tudor Dixon, is that she's going to give all these tax breaks to, and this is the big lie they tell, the tax break to the Betsy DeVos, who's a billionaire. Yeah, so what? So what, she's a billionaire? Are they worried about leftist billionaires? Are they worried about Oprah Winfrey and Bill Gates being billionaires? Hell no.
As to how much Tudor Dixon is in the pocket of DeVos, I don't know, because I'm not an insider.
Yeah.
But I can't help but believe that the Michigan GOP establishment preferred Dixon over James Craig for sure.
Right.
And that, for me, is a red flag.
Yeah. Other than being eye candy, I'm not seeing a lot of substance there. I just know that no matter what she did, she would be a better governor than Gretchen Whitmer. And the lies they tell are, I mean, she's gonna take Tudor Dixon, they're gonna take away $500 million from your children's schools. Yes, she is. And where is that $500 million going to go? It's going to go into your pocket so you can send your kid to the school that you choose.
Yeah, which they
are against.
Teachers,
well, they're all pro-choice when it comes to a baby, but no choice for you to which school to send to because they can't indoctrinate your kid then.
And also whatever that indoctrination might involve, parents don't need to be concerned or involved.
Well, I'm going to put up a picture right here, and the picture is of the culture that Gretchen Whitmer wants to promote and endure and spread. And we're going to close it up with that, and you can look at this picture at the end here, and very few are with us, I'm sure, but as we always say, be safe, watch your six, get out and vote, and don't tread on me.